March 1995 was a weird year for movies. We have some classics, we have some really bad sequels, and some movies that just are weird. Yep, we're going to take a look at now several movies that are turning 30 this March.
Starting transmission.
All right, first up, let's talk about some of the classics that turned 30 this month. These are movies that are classics in the sense that they're timeless. So first up, we're going to talk about is Tommy Boy. This is the first movie starring Chris Farley and David Spade. Like the first time that Chris Farley was one of the leads in the movie. I love this movie. This movie is a classic, and it really sucks that we didn't get more movies starring Chris Farley. And this movie shows the dynamic duo between David Spade and Chris Farley. They worked so well together, and that chemistry. Just man, Tommy Boy is one of my all-time favorite comedies. Another classic is Outbreak. Now here's a movie that made you afraid of germs.
The animal carries a deadly virus.
Virus is this: 24 hours, 36 hours, 48 hours.
This is the movie about the monkey who, spits on somebody, I think, and then they get some virus, and then the virus travels. Very, very crazy movie to think about. So this movie starred Dustin Hoffman, Rene Russo, Cuba Gooding Jr., Morgan Freeman. This had a great cast, and you know what? It's a very scary look at at diseases and how they can spread in a population. And it also had a really neat way of showing how viruses travel in the air. Man, this movie is really good and is a must-watch. All right, this was also the year of Stephen King. We got 2 Stephen King movies that came out this year. We have the cult classic, The Mangler.
There was an accident today.
We all have to make sacrifices.
Kind of electricity.
The Mangler.
Yep, this is the movie about the killer laundry press that kills people by, this is a bad guy that you could easily get away from until the very end when he has arms and legs and starts chasing people around. It's very crazy, very weird. Directed by Tobe Hooper and one of his not greatest movies, but a classic nonetheless. Also starring Robert Englund and Ted Levine, the guy who played Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs. He's also in this movie. Man, this is a crazy movie to watch. If you've never seen it, I say go check it out. And the other one from Stephen King is Dolores Claiborne.
An accident, Dolores, can be an unhappy woman's best friend.
This one is not a monster movie. It is very serious. It deals with very serious subject matter. And this is a heavy film to watch. And it's kind of a downer, to be honest. And so if you're looking for one of those type of movies, this will be a movie you want to check out. And Kathy Bates gives an amazing performance in this movie as this mother who's just being tortured by all the stuff that's happening around her. It's also the month of bad sequels. So we had pretty much Candyman Part 2, Farewell to the Flesh.
Candyman, Farewell to the Flesh.
This one is very forgettable. I haven't seen this one forever. I do remember seeing this back in the day when I was doing a rewatch of all the Candyman movies before the new one came out. But yeah, this one is just not good. They tried to do a lot of different things and give you new backstory, new history to the Candyman. And unfortunately, I just don't think this movie just lives up to what the first movie dealt with. Like the first movie has so much commentary on on race and everything. This one just kind of feels just money grab. You know what I mean? Fortunately, that kind of stinks. And we get the third, and unfortunately not final, Three Ninja movie. Remember Three Ninjas? They're about the 3 kids who did karate to save their parents' business and everything. We got Three Ninjas Knuckle Up that came out this year.
Colt, Rocky, and Tum Tum spring into action. But they're dynamite. Three Ninjas Knuckle Up.
And now this one is very weird because it's the third movie, but actually the second movie produced. Because of some kind of weird distribution issues, this movie actually came out third, and actually was filmed back to back with the original Three Ninjas movie. So it has all the same cast members and everything like that, which now explains a lot when I was younger. Because I remember watching Three Ninjas Part 1. Watch Three Ninjas Kick Back. And then you watch Knuckle Up. You're like, wait, the cast is all different. Because the original cast from the first one is in the third one, but they're not in the second one. It's very strange. But you know what? It's not a great sequel. I like Three Ninjas, and this one just doesn't live up to the hype of the first one. So next up, we have Tank Girl.
My. United Artists Pictures presents. Just say, I won. Tank Girl.
This is not a great movie by the stretch of the imagination. Man, it's a cult classic out there, but it's a wild movie about post-apocalyptic world and everything like that, where there's mutants. Heck, this is the only movie you can watch Ice-T that looks like a kangaroo. Yep. Got Ice-T, kangaroo Ice-T in this movie. That's just a weird thing to say. But hey, if you've never seen Tank Girl, I'm going to say give it a chance because it's a weird movie to watch. Disney also shot out a bunch of great classics this month too. You first had Man of the House starring Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
In the story of a father-to-be and the son who doesn't want him to be.
Can't get any worse than this.
Man of the House.
Which is a good, fun little movie, you know. With him basically fighting off him having conflict with his new upcoming stepdad, who's played by Chevy Chase. But Chevy Chase also has some kind of weird thing where people are trying to kill him too. It's a crazy movie. If you've never seen it, I say check it out. Next up, you have Tall Tale.
Pecos Bill. The greatest cowboy the West had ever known. John Henry. He had iron in his soul and steel in his hands. Paul Bunyan. He could level a forest with a single swing of his mighty axe. Disney's Tall Tale. The unbelievable adventures of Pecos Bill.
Now, here's a movie that I think many people forgot. It's about a boy who ends up becoming friends with legendary heroes. John Henry, Pecos Bill, and Paul Bunyan, and Babe the Blue Ox. It's a really crazy movie. I remember watching this one in theaters. It's so crazy to think about because it is such an old movie, and it is weird that many people don't even remember this movie. But you'll probably remember the scene where Pecos Bill is riding a tornado at the very end of the movie. That's a weird movie. But you know what, though? Very heartfelt movie. I don't know. I enjoyed this one. Last but not least, we have Born to be Wild.
Whoa! What did I say about doing that? Right now!
Born to be Wild.
And this movie is you know what? From the craze of Free Willy, where people were trying to find movies where a boy saves an animal from being from captivity and, you know, they go on the run together. Pretty much what this movie is. A boy saves a gorilla. They know sign language. They try to flee to Canada, but are caught. And then we basically learn a life lesson from the gorilla through sign language that shows that humans can be cruel, but this human was really nice to her. You know, if only they had the talking power glove that Amy has in Congo.
Amy wants drink.
We wouldn't need to sit through a lot of gorilla sign language in this movie. All right, that's pretty much. It's a lot of movies I talked about. We're turning 30 this month. Let me know in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts? Have you seen any of these movies? Man, was it a crazy month in March of 1995.
That concludes a Figgy Pop transmission.